Guys, I'm gonna need your help on this. Come up.
Your Honor, so the state has filed a motion to revoke community supervision on Ms. Gonzalez.
Welcome to a courtroom showdown where patience has run dry and the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just another probation case, it's a pressure cooker of repeated failure, public safety concerns, and a judge who's had enough. One wrong move, and the whole thing could blow wide open. Let's peel back the layers.
I spoke to Ms. Gonzalez about each of these, and so I'd like to be able to respond to them before the court if possible.
Sure.
Well, I would ask them to start with their motion though, actually.
So here's the deal.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a lot of history with Miss Gonzalez, a ton of history you don't know about. And we've gone round and round with her testing positive for alcohol, pills, meth, cocaine, alcohol, and it's literally been over and over, and it's been over. And now while she's on this probation, she tests positive for meth.
The night she tested positive for amphetamines, meth, and opiates, and on the March 5th, she tested positive for THC. She's also had skips on her device.
Here we are again. Miss Gonzalez granted more lifelines than most could ever hope for, keeps throwing them away. Meth, opiates, booze, weed. Every drug you can name has shown up in her system. And still, she stands there with yet another excuse. At what point do we stop calling this a mistake and start calling it what it really is? A refusal to change. The courtroom tension is rising, and the judge, he's gearing up for war.
12 in February, 5 in January, 8 in December.
So I really think, and I warned her at the outset when she got on the probation that it was a problem, that I was going to put her in treatment. And I think that this is truly the only appropriate way to go forward, because we gave her the opportunity to do this on her own, and we multiple times, and it just not happened.
Her attorney reaches for the oldest card in the deck. She's caring for her ailing father. A plea for compassion, but the judge isn't playing that game. Life's hard. Everyone's got baggage. What matters now is the threat she poses to the community. The judge makes it clear she's getting one last shot, but this time with chains attached. Jail-based treatment, non-negotiable.
Signed up for treatment, sir.
Ours is better. And I think that that's really the only appropriate course of action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend your conditions to go into treatment. I think that that's, the evaluation is to do who.
Yes. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
In terms of the treatment, Your Honor, is it that you are wanting it to be jail-based treatment, or could it be facility?
This is where it gets intense. The defense doubles down on the sympathy act, but the judge sees right through it. He's heard every story, seen every trick. This isn't a lapse in judgment. It's a pattern. Patterns don't lie. Positive drug tests, broken promises, the cycle never ends. The judge's voice sharpens. He's not angry without reason. He's trying to stop the train wreck before it takes someone with it.
Open ourselves to task casita. It's a 36-month program based on house arrest law.
I have my father at home by himself, Your Honor.
Gave you the opportunity, ma'am.
May I speak to you openly? Just for a second, Your Honor.
No, I've heard it before. You've told it to me time and again, and I've heard it time and again. And I'm sorry, but we gave you the opportunity. You're testing positive for these.
Then the judge drops the hammer. Every time we bend the rules, someone ends up paying the price. And he's not wrong. He's seen what happens when compassion is stretched too far. More violations, more danger, more victims. The warning isn't just for Miss Gonzalez, it's for the entire courtroom. Cross the line again, and there won't be a next time.
So, Your Honor, I think when I spoke to her before, the only thing that we were talking about in terms of possible failed drug tests was a test that I showed from last month for marijuana. And so her explanation for that, Your Honor, is that she has broken her arm in 2 different places and pain management issues. Until we were here now, I'm only hearing about these other things. The only reason I bring it up, Your Honor, is because if she is having some type of issue with substances,
And here comes the twist. Miss Gonzalez now blames her medication THC, she claims, was for her pain. It's not her fault, she insists. But we've heard this song before. The judge doesn't flinch. He cuts through the noise. You're not a victim of circumstance, you're the architect of your chaos. The verdict? Mandatory treatment. Like it or not, this is her last off-ramp before the crash.
Treatment, I just question whether the jail-based treatment is the only possible option. Like, could she go into custody and be transferred from there into a facility where she has to be inpatient for 120 days or however many days you're requiring? Does it just have to be who, I guess is what I'm asking.
Here's the thing. Every time that I've done a TRAS on someone and
Yes, sir.
have deviated from it, we've paid for it dearly. They've either picked up a new DWI, you know.
Let's be real, this isn't a single misstep. It's a lifestyle built on defiance. A new felony, another failed test, more broken trust. Miss Gonzalez has had more chances than most ever get. Yet here we are again, standing in the ruins of another blown opportunity. And the judge? He knows what's at stake. It's not just her life on the line. It's the safety of every person she could endanger next.
A felony, and I really take homage in the TRASs because I tell you, every time we deviate from it and I acquiesce to something that you guys want or defense wants, we pay for it dearly and they end up in a worse position. And so that's why this has been an ongoing.
And now, the boiling point. The judge unleashes 2 years worth of frustration. We've done this dance too many times, he says. 2 years of failed tests. 2 years of empty promises. It's over. She's not skating by this time. Bond revoked. Custody ordered. This isn't about rehabilitation anymore, it's about containment. The message is clear. You play with fire, you get burned.
2 years. We've had an ongoing battle with Ms. Gonzalez for 2 years where it's been nonstop testing for this or testing for that. And I can show you the proof. I've got the proof. And now while she's on bond, she picks up a felony PCS. She's testing positive for these things, you know?
I would just add the felony PCS was
I get it.
dismissed.
I get it.
And just like that, it's done. The judge doesn't just tighten the leash, he cuts it. Bond revoked, custody enforced. The gavel drops like thunder. Miss Gonzalez thought she could ride the system like a merry-go-round. But now, the ride's over. And the exit sign reads, jail.
Within 5 days of it being filed. So
I understand, I get it. But I really want to do it with the TRS. You know, I'm sorry, man, but that's what we're
I
gonna
can't
do.
leave my father, sir.
These are things that you think about when you're out there in the free world. We gave you the opportunity, Ms. Gonzalez. I'm not gonna argue with you.
No, sir, I'm not trying to argue with you, sir. I don't think the drug tests are, you're not, Your Honor, I'm so sorry.
But here's the deeper truth. This case isn't just about one woman. It's a reflection of a system being stretched to its limit. Every time it gives, someone takes advantage. Miss Gonzalez's story is a cautionary tale, not a tragedy. The system tried and finally snapped. Because when excuses outweigh accountability, we all lose.
I'm not trying to say you're not looking at it correctly, but maybe you're not remembering, sir. I haven't
So
drank
maybe
in
she wants a
15 years.
motion, maybe she wants a hearing on, maybe she wants a hearing on actually revoking her probation. It
Not
says-
revoking.
So he's not.
Not revoking.
No,
You're just changing the condition.
what I'm saying is my drug tests, sir, those are my medications that you're calling out, sir. The Adderall.
Okay, stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Just stop. I'm sorry.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
I can argue now. We tried this.
Can you please tell? His name is Steven. He's around the corner. That they're putting me in jail. How long am I going to be?
It's all up to you. If
Your
you
Honor, I will
all the
do anything.
treatment.
I can't take my.
Let's zoom out for a second. This was never just about drug tests or jail time. It was about the principle of accountability. Miss Gonzalez had a roadmap to redemption. She chose a dead end instead. And now we have to ask, are we doing justice or just delaying disaster? What if we held everyone to the same standard? Would we save lives before it's too late or just wait for the next tragedy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should repeat offenders get more chances, sir? Is it time for zero tolerance?
I've given you an offer in this case. By you rejecting it, he's telling you now he's gonna go to grand jury to have it indicted as a felony, and you're gonna be looking at a third-degree felony. You realize this? You wanna set this thing for trial? Or what do you wanna do?
I'm fine.
That's fine.
Hey,
I'm gonna get email grand today.
you were set for trial this Tuesday and you showed up at 1 p.m. If you do that again, I'm going to have a contempt hearing and you'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand me? When you were set for trial, you were to appear here at 8:30 in the morning, not 10:02, not 11:51, not 2, 8:30 in your seat. Do you understand? So, how long, what's the soonest trial setting we can do? In the event that you don't get it indicted, because
I just asked for 3 days just so we can get all this things out. And all that. I mean, actually, it should have been done already, but I would love just, but either Cole or John is gone.
okay, so this will be set for trial May 20th. I'm sending you now for a drug. Did we send it for a drug test yet?
I believe you did on Tuesday, Judge.
Sent her on Monday, and she was for something positive for THC and coke.
Hey, I'm revoking your bond. You're going to custody right now. She goes with you.
If you're as captivated by the raw truth inside these walls as we are, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because in this courtroom, justice doesn't sleep and neither do we.